Hello, boys and girls. We are on 6-6 from our textbook, which is solving proportions. And our learning targets for today are I can identify proportional relationships and I can solve proportions. Here are some vocab words that we need to know. Two quantities are proportional if they have a constant rate or ratios. So the ratios and rates change in the same way. Okay, so this would be 1/2 is proportional to 2/4 because we are changing them by timesing 2 each time. And proportional relationships have the same unit rate. Okay. Another word here, a proportion is an equation stating that two ratios or rates are equivalent. So 1/2 is equal to 3/6. 8 feet per 10 seconds is equal to 4 feet to 5 seconds. Let's see. Okay, now when we have a proportion here, okay, A over B equals C over D. Okay, and if we were to multiply each side by the letters B, D, our B's cancel and our D's cancel. And when we simplify, we have AD equals BC. Okay, so that's just showing you in algebra terms. And the products AD and BC are called the cross products of this proportion. So when we cross multiply like that, the cross products of any proportion are equal. You can compare unit rate or cross products to identify proportional relationships. Alright, so first we're going to look at identify proportional relationships. And we have a word problem here. A carousel makes 4 complete turns every 64 seconds and 5 complete turns after 76 seconds. Based on this information, is the number of turns made by this carousel proportion to the time in seconds? Explain. Okay, so we are going to compare the rates seconds over complete turns. So our first one is 64 seconds over 4 turns. Okay, and we are trying to see if this is equal to 76 seconds over 5 turns. Oops. Okay. Now, if we find the unit rates of these, okay, on the 64 seconds for 4 turns, we would divide each of them by 4, which would be 16 over 1. And on the other side, divide both of them by 5, and we get 15.2 over 1. So now since the unit rates are not equivalent, that tells us that they are not proportional. Okay. Another way to do this is to find the cross products. So we multiply the diagonals together. 64 times 5 and 76 times 4. 64 times 5 is 320 and 76 times 4 is 304. Therefore, these two are not equivalent. Therefore, our proportions are not equivalent. All right, here are some for us to try, or for you to try. So pause, try them, and then come back. All right, our first one, 60 voted out of 100 registered, and 84 voted out of 140. Okay, I'm going to put the number voted on top. So 60 voted, I'm just going to do V for voted, over 100 registered, and then 84 voted over 104 registered. And we want to see if these are proportional. So you could find the unit rate for each of these. I am going to do cross products. So we take 60 times 140 is 8,400. And then 100 times 84 is 8,400. Therefore, these are proportional. So yes. Next one, $12 for 16 yards. So $12 over 6 yards. And we have $9 over 24 yards. Again, you could find the unit rate for each of these. I'm going to do cross products. 12 times 24 and 6 times 9. 12 times 24 is 288. And 6 times 9 is 54. Therefore, these are not proportional. When setting up your proportion like that, you need to make sure your labels are the same. So we have the money on top, and we have yards at the bottom. All right, now we are going to solve a proportion. So we are given this proportion here, and we need to solve for C. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our cross products. Okay. 21 times 7 is equal to 5 times C. So we're trying to find what value of C makes this proportion, or makes this, makes it a proportion, or makes it proportional. 21 times 7 is 147, and 5 times C is just 5C. Now we need to solve for C, so we need to find out 5 times what number equals 147, so I'm going to divide both sides by 5. I want to get C by itself, and C equals 29.4. Okay. Here's another one to try. Again, do your cross products. 13 times 8 equals 2.6 times n. Okay. 13 times 8 is equal to 104, which is, and this side is equal to 2.6n. Divide both sides by 2.6. So 104 divided by 2.6. And n equals 40. All right, 2 for you to try on your own there, and then come back and check. All right, do my cross products. So 2k equals 3 times 16, which is 48. Divide by 2. K equals 24. Next one. 5 times 6 equals 2 times h. 5 times 6 is 30 equals 2h. I know 2 times 15 equals 30, so we divide, same thing as dividing by 2. H equals 15. All right, for every 18 people who have a sore throat, there are 2 people who actually have strep. If 72 patients have sore throats, how many of these would you expect to have strep throat? So first, what we need to do is we need to set up a proportion. So we know that there are 18 people with sore throats for every 2 people who have strep. And we have 72 people with sore throat, and we want to know how many of those would have strep based on that. Do your cross multiplication again. 2 times 72 equals 18 times x. 2 times 72 equals 144 equals 18x. Divide by 18. X equals 8. Okay, so that means if there are 72 people who have sore throats, then 8 of them have strep. All right, so you can go back and rewatch any parts of the video you're still stuck on. Otherwise, head on over and take your 6-6 NICU quiz.